Courage isn't having the strength to go on, it is going on when you don't have strength. There are but two powers in the world, the sword and the mind. In the long run, the sword is always beaten by the mind. The reason most people fail instead of succeed is they trade what they want most for what they want at the moment. The only victories which leave no regret are those which are gained over ignorance. Religion is excellent stuff for keeping common people quiet. Religion is what keeps the poor from murdering the rich. Take time to deliberate, but when the time for action comes, stop thinking and go in. The world suffers a lot, not because of the violence of bad people, but because of the silence of the good people. 10 people who speak make more noise than 10,000 who are silent. Impossible is the word found only in a fool's dictionary. Wise people create opportunities for themselves and make everything possible. Music is what tells us that the human race is greater than we realize. Men are more easily governed through their vices than through their virtues. Death is nothing, but to live defeated and inglorious is to die daily. Great men are meteors designed to burn so that earth may be lighted. 4 hostile newspapers are more to be feared than 1,000 bayonets. Conquests will come and go, but Delambre's work will endure. Throw off your worries when you throw off your clothes at night. The most difficult art is not in the choice of men, but in giving to the men chosen the highest service of which they are capable. Glory is fleeting, but obscurity is forever. The great difficulty with politics is that there are no established principles. When you have an enemy in your power, deprive him of the means of ever injuring you. It's the unconquerable soul of man and not the nature of the weapon he uses that ensures victory. If you wish to be a success in the world, promise everything, deliver nothing. It requires more courage to suffer than to die. Courage cannot be counterfeited. It is one virtue that escapes hypocrisy. I am sometimes a fox and sometimes a lion. The whole secret of government lies in knowing when to be the one or the other. The herd seek out the great, not for their sake, but for their influence, and the great welcome them out of vanity or need. There are so many laws that no one is safe from hanging. I make my battle plans from the spirit of my sleeping soldiers. It is only by prudence, wisdom, and dexterity that great ends are attained and obstacles overcome. Without these qualities, nothing succeeds. The fool has one great advantage over a man of sense. He is always satisfied with himself. He who cannot look over a battlefield with a dry eye causes the death of many men uselessly. Religion is excellent stuff for keeping common people quiet. The laws of circumstance are abolished by new circumstances. The battlefield is a scene of constant chaos. The winner will be the one who controls that chaos, both his own and the enemy's. You must not fight too often with one enemy, or you will teach him all your art of war. The stupid speak of the past, the wise of the present, and fools of the future. Friends must always be treated as if one day they might be enemies. To extraordinary circumstances, we must apply extraordinary remedies. Soldiers generally win battles, generals get credit for them. If I had to choose a religion, the sun as the universal giver of life would be my God. Better to have an open enemy than hidden friends. A man will fight harder for his interests than for his rights. The only victories which leave no regret are those which are gained over ignorance. The world is not ruined by the wickedness of the wicked, but by the weakness of the good. It is not necessary to bury the truth. It is sufficient merely to delay it until nobody cares. Until you spread your wings, you'll have no idea how far you can fly. The amateurs discuss tactics, the professionals discuss logistics. You become strong by defying defeat and by turning loss into gain and failure to success. I base my calculation on the expectation that luck will be against me. Once you have made up your mind, stick to it. There is no longer any if or but. Never tell your enemy he is doing the wrong thing. Terrorism, war, and bankruptcy are caused by the privatization of money issued as a debt and compounded by interest. If I were to give liberty to the press, my power could not last 3 days. Every hour of lost time is a chance of future misfortune. An army of lions commanded by a deer will never be an army of lions. The art of being sometimes audacious and sometimes very prudent is the secret of success. The best way to keep one's word is not to give it. Give me an educated mother, I shall promise you the birth of a civilized, educated nation. It's the unconquerable soul of man, and not the nature of the weapon he uses, that ensures victory. A society without religion is like a vessel without compass. You become strong by defying defeat and by turning loss and failure into success. Riches do not consist in the possession of treasures, but in the use made of them. Courage is like love, it must have hope for nourishment. No one but myself can be blamed for my fall. I have been my own greatest enemy, the cause of my own disastrous fate. I have seen in the most significant of circumstances that some little thing always decides great events. From triumph to failure is only one step. The future destiny of a child is always the work of the mother. Force cannot organize anything. In the long run, the sword is always beaten by the spirit, by which I mean the civil and religious institutions of a nation. There is only one thing in this world, and that is to keep acquiring money and more money, power and more power. All the rest is meaningless.